Hello and welcome to Beautifully Balanced. Health and happiness aren't found in a bottle of prescription pills or with any fad diet. Instead, we can activate your body's natural ability to heal itself. And that is exactly what we're going to do together here. I'm Sarah Teeple, a women's integrative health practitioner, and I blend the ancient wisdom of Ayurveda with the modern science of functional medicine to help you heal your gut, rebalance your hormones, and calm anxiety naturally. Here I'll teach you the smart, sustainable, personalized, and fun way to use nutrition, herbs, and healthy lifestyle to feel vibrant, energized, and beautiful inside and out. Are you ready? Let's dive in. Hello and welcome to Beautifully Balanced. Happy 2024. Oh my goodness. The holiday season is coming to an end and we are embarking on a new year. Oh, I'm so excited to embark with you. Let's make it the happiest, healthiest one yet, right? And with that in mind, I would like to tell you about a really special opportunity we've got going on. So I am currently enrolling clients in my 3-month Beautifully Balanced program. We're starting people in January. And if you have digestive issues, heartburn, constipation, IBS, even an inflammatory bowel condition, food sensitivities, or if you have hormone issues, if you have anxiety, fertility issues, Beautifully Balanced is your 3-month path, completely guided and supported by me to solve these issues naturally. And I'm signing people up. So I'm inviting you to book a free chat with me. Tell me what you're working on and we'll see if it's a good fit. And then we will get you started because you can be feeling amazing this year. And you need guidance and you need the modern science of functional lab testing and the ancient wisdom of Ayurveda, plus the loving helping hand of an experienced professional to guide you through it. So let's do it. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait to work with you. Book a free chat. Today, though, I wanted to talk specifically about the season that we're in and about all of the lovely viruses and infections that are creeping around, affecting our respiratory tracts. And perhaps you can even hear it in my voice that our little family has been kind of fighting off and trading around this respiratory virus for a few weeks now. And luckily, we have amazing holistic remedies up our sleeve. So it is not turning into a sinus infection. It's not turning into bronchitis. We're really effectively treating it with these holistic remedies that I'm going to share with you today. These remedies are wonderful for adults and children, men, women, elderly. I know a lot of you out there work in healthcare, and these would be wonderful for you nurses, doctors, nurse practitioners to share these with your patients. Because there's so much that we can do at the first onset of a cold or allergies or at first onset of these viral type symptoms to shorten the duration and the severity of a viral or bacterial infection, or to make it not really turn into a full-fledged bacterial infection that then needs a course of antibiotics to treat it. And that's definitely a goal, right? If we can treat it at home easily, simply, cheaply, safely, why not do it? So that's what we're going to talk about today. So yeah, 'tis the season for rhinovirus, aka the common cold. And often those colds turn into a wicked sinus infection or that cough that lingers and lasts for weeks. I have a lot of clients that say, oh yeah, the cough just lasts for weeks and weeks. So our first wonderful home remedy is going to really treat that, the bronchial, when that upper respiratory of like the runny nose, the stuffy sinuses, when that kind of floats down into the respiratory tract, that is when our first home remedy is going to really come into play. So without further ado, let me share that beautiful remedy with you. So this is called a steam with white thyme oil. So a steam inhalation using an essential oil called white thyme. So what you're going to do is take some purified water. We have a home water purification system. It's a company called Aquasana. We really like that one. I'm not affiliated with them, but clients are always asking me, which one do you use? And we use Aquasana reverse osmosis. It's an under-the-counter model. But you could always use just like a jug of purified water. You can even use tap water, but it would be best to use some more purified water so it doesn't have chlorine and fluoride in it like tap water does. But so let's get you some purified water. You're going to boil it, bring it to a rapid boil in your tea kettle on your stovetop. Bring it to a nice rapid boil, and then get a heat resistant bowl. We use like a tempered glass bowl, or you can use a metal bowl like stainless steel, but it will get hot. And you're going to do a wonderful steam inhalation. And I'll tell you exactly how to do it in a minute, but I want to tell you why this works and what to use it for. So this is a natural expectorant, meaning it clears mucus from your lungs. So this is really good at the first sign of a cold. You can be breathing it in through your nose or your mouth. And so if you're breathing this wonderful steam laced with this beautiful white thyme oil that's antibacterial, if you're breathing it in your nose, that's really going to get any bacteria or viruses that are in your nasal cavity, in your sinuses. If you're breathing it in through your mouth, it's going to get, your throat and your lungs, which also obviously nasal breathing will then go down your throat and through your lungs. But just, worth noting that you can kind of experiment with this, what feels better for you to deeply breathe in and out through your nose or through your mouth. So it's good at first sign of a cold, but also after that gunk, that postnasal drip has drifted down into your lungs, as often it does, as I was saying, about clients that say, oh my gosh, it's gone from upper respiratory and turned into like a deep cough. So doing a steam inhalation with an antiviral, antibacterial essential oil like white thyme, which is safe to breathe in, it can really prevent this kind of thing from turning into full-fledged bronchitis. And I've found, a lot of clients have found too, that it's just as effective as Mucinex, which is that over-the-counter expectorant that you can use, but it's safer with no side effects. It's more affordable. Doing a steam is great for your complexion too. And when I describe to you exactly how to do this, you'll see why. So, when we're feeling sick, we're not necessarily worried too much about our skin looking dewy and youthful, but who doesn't want that, right? Like, what a good bonus. Let's go for it. All right, so the white thyme oil that you're going to use has natural antibacterial, antimicrobial, antiviral properties. And you'll actually see white thyme listed as an ingredient in some different natural toothpastes and mouthwashes, or even like antibiotic kind of topical ointments, because it's highly, highly antiseptic. But it is safe for children and it's safe to inhale. And not all essential oils are safe or healthy to inhale, but white thyme is one of them. You can also use eucalyptus oil, which is a bronchodilator, meaning it opens things up. But I really love the white thyme for this one because of the antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal, etc. properties. So in order to do this steam with white thyme oil, all you need is a little bottle of white thyme oil. We get ours from a natural grocery store here in Louisville, Kentucky called Rainbow Blossom. Shout out to Rainbow Blossom. But you can also probably find it at Whole Foods, or you can certainly order it online. I really like Vitacost.com. I prefer them over ordering on Amazon. And the brand that I love is called Auracacia, spelled Auracacia. And you've probably seen their bottles around at co-ops or natural food stores. And this is a brand that has just been around for decades. So they're really, really trustworthy. We always buy organic essential oils just because essential oils are so concentrated that if there's any pesticide, that pesticide is also going to be concentrated, like if there are any undesirable chemicals. But Auracacia, even their conventional, like they're not organic versions of oils, I trust. I think it's a really trustworthy brand. So all you need is a heat-resistant bowl, your freshly boiled water. I like to let that water stay at a rolling boil for a little while, just because the hotter it is, the more steam is going to come off of it. And that's what you're inhaling in order to moisten and clear that mucus and that infection from your lungs. So I like to put my hair up because the steam is going to make your hair real frizzy. And if you've got big curly hair like me, you don't need that extra frizz, and you don't need your hair getting in the bowl of water. So put your hair up, put one drop, yes, just one drop of white thyme oil. It is strong stuff in your heat resistant bowl. I usually put a little towel under the bowl, so it doesn't like leave a ring on our wooden table, in case any moisture gets there. So put your towel down, bowl, one drop of white thyme oil, and then a nice big pour of your freshly boiled water. Have a towel nearby. You then hover your head over the bowl. And I'm actually like acting this out right now, which is not necessary, but it just, it's happening. So you hover your head over the boiling water, being careful not to actually touch that boiling water, and put the towel over your head so you're breathing in all of that healing, moistening, antibacterial steam. That first breath in is going to feel a little bit potent because the white thyme oil is so potent. And this is why you only use one drop. I've tried to be bold and use 2 drops before, and it just feels a little bit too harsh. So it's probably not going to hurt you, but it again, just will feel harsh. Now, if you're doing this for young children, you need to be there monitoring them because the risk of them scalding or burning themselves is very high. So with our 4.5-year-olds, sometimes we'll do a steam together, but I usually actually omit the white thyme oil for her and we just do a plain water steam. When she gets a little bit older, I think that we could add the drop of white thyme oil and, we get under the towel and kind of share it together. So it's sort of a fun little experience, and it's just a really nice natural remedy that's even suitable for kids. So home remedy number 1 for your respiratory bugs, colds issues is a wonderful steam with white thyme essential oil. Try it and let me know what you think. This is one of my favorite things. Often right after that steam, or maybe like 5 minutes later, you'll have a really good cough or two that's really productive. So not one of those dry coughs that hurts, the unproductive cough where it's kind of painful and tense, but nothing's coming up, but you will have an actual productive cough where it's very satisfying. Like, oh, I got some out of there. So I recommend doing this in the evening. It's kind of soon before bed and then first thing in the morning because, that's when the gunk, the congestion, the discomfort, the inflammation even seems to be at its worst. As far as the length of time to do your aromatherapy steam with your white thyme oil, you can set a timer for anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes, or just do it for as long as feels comfortable and as long as that steam is really kicking and like producing. After a certain amount of time, the water cools down a little bit and the steam won't really be as active, and you can stop at that point. Next up, we are going to talk about what to drink at the first sign of sickness, or really any time you're in this kind of flowchart process with your cold or sinus infection or bronchitis. What to drink. So there is an amazing 3-ingredient tea that in Ayurveda is the kind of cure-all for allergies, sinus, cold issues, and really any kind of upper respiratory or respiratory issues. Then I'm going to tell you what not to eat. So this is kind of like 2 sides of the same coin of food and drink. What to drink and then what to really avoid to help you process this sickness more quickly, to just kind of help it move through your body, help you move through the phases. Most people that get annual or biannual colds or sinus infections will kind of know the stages that their cold or sinus infection takes. So this will just help you move through the stages more quickly. And if caught early and you implement drinking this special tea and omitting this type of food from your diet for a few days, you can really prevent your cold or sinus infection from becoming severe, and again, from becoming like a full-blown infection that requires antibiotic treatment. So first off, the tea that you are going to drink at first onset is called Agni Tea. And Agni is the word for your digestive fire in Ayurveda. So Ayurveda sees all illness really as starting in the digestive tract, or more specifically, when it comes to colds, sinus infections, respiratory allergies. Ayurveda asserts that if your immune system is strong enough, we can pretty easily fight these things off. But if your immune system is kind of compromised because all of your energy is going towards your digestion, because your gut health is kind of slowed, your metabolism slow and sluggish, and your body is using all of its energy to digest hard to digest foods, then your immune system is really not going to be able to respond and fight off these little bugs in an effective way. And that something that might have caused you a few sneezes or sniffles is going to turn into a cold or a sinus infection instead of your body easily fighting it off. So this Agni tea, digestive fire tea, helps boost your digestive fire, get your gut health back in optimal kind of fighting condition in order for your immune system to then be boosted and be able to fight off these things easily. So Agni tea is just 3 simple ingredients: honey, lemon, and ginger, and water, of course. And it is delicious. So the way I make my Agni tea at home is with fresh ginger, but you could also use powdered ginger. If you do get the powder, I recommend a brand called Frontier. And again, I'm not affiliated with this brand, although I probably should be because I love them and I recommend them all the time. But they use all non-irradiated spices, which means they haven't been basically kind of treated with radiation, almost like a heavy duty microwave that can kill off any contaminants in spices, but it can also kill off some of the natural probiotic properties of many spices. So we love Frontier brand organic ginger. And you would use powdered ginger or fresh ginger, some squeezes of fresh lemon juice, or you could also use organic bottled lemon juice. If you're using bottled, do get a glass bottle. Get organic. You never want to buy the little squeezy lemon or lime bottles from the grocery store's produce section because they contain a ton of citric acid and preservatives, but then also because that citrus juice is really acidic, and you don't want an acidic liquid sitting in plastic for months or years because it really leaches the BPAs and the endocrine disrupting chemicals from those plastics into the liquid. Then you're drinking the liquid. And so where do you think those chemicals are going? Right into your body, into your bloodstream, where you don't want them. So grab yourself some fresh organic lemons or even some bottled organic lemon juice. And we like the brands Lakewood and Knudsen. And those, again, are available like at our natural grocery store, Whole Foods, Vitacost, what have you. I think even some regular grocery stores, like here in Louisville, we have a chain called Kroger's. It's kind of a Midwestern thing, but I think they might even have organic glass bottled Knutson's and Lakewood lemon juice. It's like $5 or $6.99, and it lasts you forever because you're just going to be using a small amount. So first, I'll give you the ingredients rundown, then I'll give you the exact recipe. But so you've got your ginger, fresh or powdered. You've got your lemon juice, fresh or bottled. And then you've got your honey. And I definitely recommend using local honey if you can. Local, raw, unpasteurized, not in the plastic honey bear. But again, we get ours from Rainbow Blossom. And it's just great to have those local blossoms because you're getting inoculated with some local pollen. And that's just a lovely thing. So what you're going to do is boil your water. So again, the second remedy, we're using that tea kettle. It's such a winter thing to use, right? You're going to boil your water, and I'll give you just the recipe for a single cup, but this can easily be doubled. So for a single cup, you're going to use about a half a teaspoon of fresh grated ginger, or about a quarter teaspoon of powdered ginger, about 8 ounces of water. If you use the fresh ginger, I actually prefer to grate it and then boil it in a little pot on the stovetop. This is called decocting. Teas are an infusion when you steep leaves in water. Decocting is when you boil herbs in water. So it sounds really fancy, and you probably didn't even need to know that, but I think that's really interesting, right? So I like to tell you the tidbits as we go along. So either decoct some ginger root, and if you're going to boil it on the stovetop, I usually then will make 3 or 4 cups at a time, just because, if I'm going to spend 5 or 10 minutes doing that, I want to get some bang for my buck and have several cups. But for each cup, about a half a teaspoon of grated ginger. And you can do more also. I like mine really strong. So you're going to get that ginger boiled water, either decocted the fresh ginger or stir in the powdered ginger. And then add just a little squeeze, probably about a 1/4 teaspoon of lemon juice to each cup. Wait for that water to cool down slightly, though. It can still be hot, but just not completely boiled or not in the process of boiling. Let it cool down a little bit. And then you're going to further let it cool down before you add your honey, because we do not want to boil honey. Ayurveda says that creates a toxic substance. And what it means by that is that when we boil honey, we're killing off any active enzymes that make the honey really, really healthful and wonderful for you. And then we're just kind of left with nothing but the sugar. So some of the healing properties have really worn off. And even further beyond that, if we boiled honey for a long time, I forget the exact process, but a toxin is created that can really build up in your system and can be harmful to you over time. So don't bake with honey. If you're going to do like a healthy baked good, use maple syrup or coconut sugar or agave and not honey. Try to keep your honey under about 190 degrees. And I just judge that, I'm not like using a thermometer to see what temperature my water is, although you could if you'd like to. But I just make sure that tea has sat for, 3 to 5 minutes. And it's just about easy drinking temperature. Then I stir in a half a teaspoon to 1 teaspoon of honey. So this honey, lemon, ginger, Agni tea. Again, what this does is kind of kindle your digestive fire, optimize your gut health to get your digestion working so that your body's able to kind of digest these little colds, viruses, and bugs, and your immune system's really able to respond appropriately. You're not bogged down trying to digest a bunch of food. So furthermore, when you feel this coming on, it's best to fast. You don't have to fast all day, but just eat lightly. That's also why we drink soups and, broths and things like that, because they're very easy on the digestion. We don't want to bog down the digestion when we're fighting off an illness. You can drink Agni tea in place of a meal. It's excellent first thing in the morning. It's great before bedtime. It's great between meals again. Or if you're really feeling sick and your appetite is suppressed, don't force yourself to eat. Just drink Agni tea instead. So, number 1 tip, steam with white thyme oil. Number 2 tip, drink your Agni, honey, lemon, and ginger tea at the first sign of sickness and all throughout your sickness as you successfully fight it off. And then number 4, what to avoid when you are contending with a rhinovirus, cold, flu, sinus infection, anything that involves excess mucus or bronchial respiratory inflammation. Avoid dairy. So you could still maybe cook with a little bit of ghee, which is an Ayurvedic clarified butter where all the dairy solids have been removed. Those are the hard to digest parts. And with ghee, it's just the essential fatty acids. But better yet, just avoid all dairy and go a little bit lower fat. So we're not like hearkening back to the days of the 80s and 90s where we're like binging on Snackwell fat-free cookies and eating fat-free everything. It's not about that. But again, we're thinking about our digestive tract, and fat requires a lot of energy to digest. And when your body's using all that energy for digestion, you're not going to have as much reserves for your immune system. So cut out all the dairy, no cheese, no butter, no cottage cheese, no cow milk. Just choose other things. And again, you can go a little lower on the fat for a couple days. That's really going to get your Agni in that fighting condition to more quickly process. your cold or your sinus infection. So I hope that you enjoyed these tips. Please pass them on to your family, to your friends, use them with your kids, share them with your patients and your clients. We can stay happy and healthy this season. And even if you're a little bit hoarse like me, you're feeling, not completely 100%, you can still be feeling good, especially if you use these natural remedies. All right. I hope you enjoyed today's podcast. I'm so glad to be here with you. Be well and Happy New Year. Thank you for being here with me today. Remember, you can feel your best naturally. Just try one new thing a week that you learn here and watch your body and life transform. And if you're ready to take this to the next level, learn your dosha, get your personalized holistic plan, and live beautifully balanced, you've got to come see me at sarahteeple.com. That's SARAHTEEPLE.com. There you can learn about how to work with me one-on-one or book a free holistic chat and just tell me what you're working on. I love to hear from you and help you live your best life. So until next time, be well. Oh, and if you love this conversation, please rate and review our podcast. That really helps more people find natural healthcare options. Thanks again, and see you soon.